Hi. If this video is landing in your hands right now, I'm imagining that you might be at a time in your life where you're seeking change. And that might be change in your financial reality. It might be a shift in your relationship to time, your sense of busyness. Um, it might have to do more with your sense of purpose and wanting to feel more connected to something bigger in your life. But whatever your reason is, I wanted to take time to create this video because I know that when this opportunity was first presented to me to build a business with Young Living Essential Oils, I didn't understand what was being offered to me because I was missing two key vocabulary words, two key concepts that without the whole thing just didn't make sense. And so I want to take a moment to teach you two terms, which maybe you're somewhat familiar with, and maybe they're brand new to you like they were for me. So the first concept is the concept of leverage, and the second concept is the concept of residual income. So leverage, what does that mean? So outside of finances, leverage is when you use a hose instead of having to carry watering can after watering can after watering can out to your garden. Leverage is when you want to have an epic summertime party, and instead of having to call 100 people and invite them yourself, you ask your 10 best friends to invite 10 of their friends. Leverage leverage is when you get a whole community of people excited about working on something together and then doing it together instead of doing everything by yourself. And when it comes to making money and using leverage as a means to make money, leverage is about how do I create a vision that's so big that there's space for all of us to do a little bit and all of us reap the benefits of that greater picture. Okay, I'm going to get more specific about that in a minute. But let's take a minute and talk about this term residual income. So for me, when I was first introduced to this opportunity, my understanding of how to make money was limited in that I only really understood the dollars per hour model. So I had a job, I had worked a salary, I was told how many days of vacation I had and how many sick days, and I put in my time, showing up at the allotted time and leaving. I had a salary. And when I gave up the 9-to-5 world because I really hate being told what to do, I really like to have more authority and autonomy in my own life. I became a hustler, right? I was my own boss, but I was working all the time because, again, I only understood this concept of dollars per hour. I knew that growing anything took a lot of hard work and dedication and commitment, and my blue-collar roots and my pride of being able to be so independent. All I knew about entrepreneuring was grit, blood, sweat, and tears. Go, 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 survival, right? So that was all I knew was dollars per hour. And what I was taught was that, the more education that you have, the more you can charge per hour. And so that was my track for success. I was committed to earning a livable wage, and so I went to undergrad, then I went on to graduate school. I went on and did additional certifications and training so that I would have these titles so I could charge more for my time. But the double-edged sword for me was that by the time I finished getting all of the degrees and certifications that I thought I needed to earn the money it would cost to live, I had acquired so much debt. $60,000 worth of debt, student loan debt, credit card debt. That was how I was paying my trainings. This wasn't off having luxury wardrobe and things. So I didn't understand residual income. Residual income, different than dollars per hour, where as an entrepreneur, anytime I took any time off, I wasn't making money, so I worked all the time. But residual income is this idea that you build something once that creates value. You build something once that creates value, and then you get paid on that value over and over and over and over and over again for the rest of your life. Okay, so an easy example to visualize that is for authors of successful books. An author writes a book and puts it out into the world, and she is paid a residual income on book sales for the rest of her life. Okay, depending on the book contract, her family gets paid for the royalties on that book if it continues to generate income after she passes. Okay, residual income is when you build something of value, and you build it in a way where it can continue to churn value into the world, whether you're actively spinning the wheel or not. And in that way, through leverage, we can have much higher impact while still maintaining a sense of time freedom, a sense of opportunity to actually do the living. When I was working that hard as a spiritual teacher, as a creativity mentor, and as an artist, things that I was drawn to because I thought they would really serve humanity. Well, I pray I was a great service to my clients, but there was a huge limit to the number of people I could see in a day. There was a very small span of impact that my work could have when I limited myself in that way. And what residual income offers is this opportunity to create more access to more people, provide more value to more people in a shorter period of time. And then take that time freedom and go on and continue to build your dreams. So if you are considering this relationship with Young Living, considering partnering with Young Living to build yourself a business, understand that this is not getting a job. This isn't something where you walk in and become an employee for Young Living and you go out and teach them classes and get paid per class. If you are saying yes to Young Living, what you are doing is you are thinking about building an organization of people just like you who used the oils and felt something in their body or their life shift, who found solutions and support through Young Living's products. And you are going out there to build, as a business builder, most of the people using Young Living are customers. So a lot of the work is just outreach and education, letting people know that this online health food store exists and how to use their outstanding products, teaching people about chemical-free living and the dangers and hazards of over-the-counter products in our grocery stores and how we can replace that with something healthier, something cleaner. And then the most exciting part, of the part I enjoy the most about this profession, is that you also get to find people like you, who just like you are looking for change, who just like you want to have a little more financial stability as you move into this next chapter of life, who just like you want to have greater impact, and maybe, if you're anything like me, got to a place where I felt like I was too old to have done too little. There was so much more I wanted to do. I wanted to have more impact. And so you're finding people like you who are open and excited to join you in teaching classes, to join you in spreading the word, to join you in being a proactive advocate for wellness, purpose, and abundance. So if you say yes to the business, it's different because you're building a legacy income. Okay, and at the beginning, it's the hardest. Your training, your paychecks are going to be the smallest. You're getting your foundation off the ground. If somebody was building a building to create residual income, first they would have to put out a lot of money and time to get that foundation built. With Young Living, the buy-in is just a starter kit. It's $160. There's not a lot of overhead, so the risk is much lower. But you still have to build a foundation, a doorway for folks to walk through. So that's the grit, that's the edgy part. That's the part where if you have a partner, you got to say, hey, sweetheart, I'm starting something from scratch here. It might take me several months or a year to get this puppy off the ground, but would you support me? And what I love about the network marketing model is that the only way that we succeed, that we grow wealth in this way, is by helping others to succeed in their wellness goals or succeed in their financial goals. So it's very rewarding work, but it's service work. And at the beginning, it feels like volunteer work, I'll be honest. And you're volunteering your services to a bigger dream, to trusting that if you serve enough people, your foundation will grow and you will be paid generously for the rest of your life for that service. So if you say yes to the business, you are saying yes to being an artist, to creating something of value to bless the world with. And what I love about this business is it is up to you. You will be paid on the fruits of your efforts, whether you stick with it or don't. But you don't have to do it alone. We have a community learning together, growing together, holding each other accountable because it's worth it. Because it's worth it. And right now, more than ever, the world needs more people like us saying yes to change. Thank you for considering the opportunity. I'm Tanya Roby, Gold Leader with Young Living.